let's get right into the hot topic of the day, because something I don't think very many of us saw coming all the way, Teddy, riding the Lightning right out of the playoffs. Those Blue Jackets, forget about just winning the series, which, we've seen it in hockey where the 8 upsets the 1, or, a bottom feeder upsets another team. But did we see, Teddy, a 4-game sweep by the Jackets?
Yeah, that's kind of embarrassing. Here's the quote from Lightning coach John Cooper after the sweep. When you have the amount of points we had, it's a blessing and a curse in a way. You don't play any meaningful hockey for a long time, then all of a sudden you have to ramp it up. It's not an excuse, it's reality. That's how it goes. You have a historic regular season, and we had a historic playoff. Good for you out there if you took the nice plus price with Columbus prior to the series. I don't know there were many people out there that expected the 4-0 sweep.
No, we take a look there, Teddy. Tampa Bay was the favorite at plus 195 coming into the Stanley Cup playoffs. But now we look at the next closest teams that were coming in there. Calgary and the Golden Knights were plus 1,000. If we take a look at the updated odds currently now, Teddy, Capitals plus 550, Islanders plus 650, the Jackets and the Golden Knights both at plus 700. Hey, this isn't the NBA where you usually see the top seeds move on, or at least the 1, 2, or 3 seeds move on. Hockey does this quite a bit here, and it's certainly going to be interesting to see how the hockey playoffs continue to go on. Now, we saw a team with the Blue Jackets that upset the Lightning, Teddy. Said, man, I can't even believe that. How about another upset in the making technically here? Chris Sale's 2019 season, Teddy, the 7-time All-Star, off to a horrific start. If we take a look at 2019 numbers, Teddy, an 8.5 ERA, an xFIP of 4.93, and a Sierra of 4.69. Could it all, we talk about running backs, Teddy, falling off the cliff. This is alarming for Chris Sale starting this year.
So the quotes coming out of Sale's mouth certainly stand out. Quote, as frustrated as I've ever been on a baseball field. Quote, flat out embarrassing. Quote, I just flat out stink right now. I don't know what it is. When you're going good, it's good. When you're going bad, it's pretty bad. And again, he had 6 days rest going into yesterday's game. He cruised through the first 2 innings, fastball, 97 miles an hour, after it was sitting in the low 90s his first 3 starts, but then couldn't get out of trouble in the third. Couldn't get out of trouble in the fourth. It was an ugly showing for a former ace. We'll see how the markets react to Chris Sale moving forward. There was a lot of support for him again last night. He doesn't sound like the most confident hurler in the world today.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting, Teddy, because when you take a look at it, first blink, they said, wait a second, I can get Chris Sale basically at a pick 'em or a plus 100 by the time the game got underway. Taking a look, we just talked about his 2019 statistics, his 2018 numbers, 2.11 ERA, 2.31 xFIP, Sierra 2.77, off the charts, and it's almost an opposite of what's taking place now. But let's also not forget, Teddy, when we talk about the pricing of the Boston Red Sox now, look, this isn't the first 1, 2, 3 games or first series. We say, hey, you know what? Let's take a breather and get back into it. After the 8-0 loss yesterday to the Yankees, Teddy, they now sit 6-12 in last place in the AL East. Can they get up off the carpet? What's going on, Teddy? What's our beliefs here?
So there's a couple things to talk about here. One is that it's clear right now the Red Sox have a little bit of a World Series hangover, and we've seen that from previous Boston World Series teams in the past. All right. This lineup is loaded. The pitching staff is fine. Sales issues are certainly a concern. But the Red Sox don't look like a sub-500 team. They certainly don't look like a 33% winning percentage team like they are right now. It'll get better for Boston. It's just been a very rough start. And given the nature of the AL East, a rough start can be problematic, especially with Tampa starting to run away with that division.
Crazy what we've seen so far in the NBA, Teddy. The Spurs led 78-59 with 4:30 left in the third quarter, looking to take one of those death grips 2-0 and take it back to San Antonio and see if they can increase the pressure. But they lost. Another day, another comeback in the NBA. The Nuggets closed -7. As we like to say, Teddy, some people might have been ripping up their tickets there, but not so fast. Late comeback there and cashes the ticket as well.
Yeah, I had a ticket on San Antonio last night. I wasn't real happy with that one. It happens. I've been on the wrong side of some of these. I've been on the right side of some of these. So will you as the playoffs progress. In-game wagering will obviously give you an opportunity to get on or off a bet as the game is progressing. But, I mean, this game, it felt over. Halfway through the third, it's a blowout. And then all of a sudden, here's a quote from Mike Malone. I could see on some guys' faces, which way is this game going to go after a timeout when they were down 16 with under 6 to play in the third? I reminded them what the Clippers did Monday night and how much basketball is left. It's only going to happen, though, if we believe, we commit, we fight, and we attack. And the guys took it to heart. And we closed the game on a 57-32 run from that point on. I'll give Denver credit. I mean, during crunch time, Jamal Murray, Will Burton started the game 1 for 18. Well, Jamal Murray went nuts in the fourth quarter and was a difference maker. And the Spurs had no answers to Denver comeback. That was a huge win for the Nuggets last night. If they didn't win that game, they could have been swept out of the series. This really changes things from a series price perspective, as well as from a momentum perspective. Because Denver, they were in trouble, and they solved that. It's a huge win for Mike Malone and the Nuggets last night.
Teddy, in baseball, the Rays getting a little bit of a bad break here. And yes, pun intended here, the Rays used their ace doing a broken toe injury, but kind of an interesting thing, Teddy. Look, while I'm in my 40s and, I'm getting a little bit older, it's hard enough for me to get just in and out of the shower, let alone get in and out of the shower and then try to pick up some granite 3-piece set that's sitting in the kitchen at this point. So an interesting break there, but it looks like only going to be 10 days, but it's a shame because the Rays right now, red hot 13-4 in the season, and Snell, the reigning Cy Young Award winner, having another good start to the year. Hopefully this doesn't hamper the Tampa Bay Rays.
Sure. I mean, look, dumb injuries happen to all of us. I had a bike accident yesterday when I was riding down the hill with my kid and ended up smashing. I can't lift my arm today. I'm, if you see me clink into the screen, there's nothing going over the shoulder. I'll put it that way. So dumb injuries can and do happen. Blake Snell had one. Quote, really dumb. It's like a 3-piece set, and this pole comes up like 2.5, 3 feet. Went to move it. I lifted up, and it wasn't glued to the pole, and the pole came crashing down. Snell's been brilliant. 36 Ks in 25 innings, a 2.16 ERA. Tampa will be fine without him, and is not a long-term injury. But just goes to show you, no matter what you do, be careful out there.